Hi guys, we're here at San Diego City College in their beautiful new Black Box Theater. We're here with the cast and creatives of Good Kids, the fall performance, the fall production that you guys have here. So we're going to get in conversation with these friends and figure out what this show's about, why they're doing it, why you guys should come see it. Let's do this.
I'm Sarah David and I'm playing Daphne.
I'm Jessica Bravo and I'm playing Kylie.
I'm Eris Fitch and I'm playing Deidre.
I'm Adrian and I'm playing Tanner.
I'm Mashawn Tucker and I'm the awesome stage manager.
Great.
Okay, so Katie Rada
Yes.
is the director.
Hello.
And you've been at City College for how long?
Oh my gosh, I first started here in 2000 as a part-timer and then I became a full-time faculty in 2007.
Yes, congratulations on your, not new, but you are now the, why did I just said this 5 minutes
Co-chair.
ago.
I'm the
Co-chair.
co-chair of Visual and Performing Arts, yeah.
Yes.
So Visual and Performing Arts encompasses drama, dance, music, photography, graphic design, and fine art. And I oversee fine art and drama and graphic design.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of a lot. Yeah.
Jessica,
Yes.
tell us about the show.
Oh, okay. The show's about a girl named Chloe who goes to this party and drinks a little too much. She's very promiscuous, and unfortunately, the morning after, she basically got sexually assaulted. And the show deals with the aftermath of that and the reaction of the town and the high school kids, and they're not really in her favor. They're more in the favor of the rapists themselves. So that's what this show's about.
It's very cheerful.
Very.
It sounds like a lighthearted. There's that big tap dance number at the beginning, right?
There is a dance number.
There's
choreography. Also, I should say it's also stage manager and choreographer.
Ah, there you go. There you go.
Nice.
So this show is dealing with a lot of real stuff that is happening. Since I've graduated high school, sexual assault has become a huge focus on something we have to deal with in this country. What shocked you the most in this show when you first read the script? What was...
There's a transcript from the actual thing that there's certain words that and phrases that are actually what the guys in the true story said. And
Right.
I think that's what really got it, was hearing and seeing that, especially hearing the guys that we know and love say them, it was shocking.
Say these words that are, because this
They're
show is based on
Yes.
the Steubenville
Rape case.
rape
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, it was hard to hear that. That's a really shocking one.
Yeah. So do you play one of the perpetrators in the show?
That's a good question.
Well, it's kind of fucked up.
Right.
I'm not putting
Can
it
we
lightly.
say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not putting it lightly. Right, okay.
It's YouTube.
And it was hard reading it the first time. And the other times and the time after that, it's still kind of tough. But now that we're actually performing it, I'm just like, all right, well, it's been said and done. Now we're just gotta spread the word,
Yeah.
And that's pretty much just the mentality of being
Giving
backstage.
And Andrew's character is the one who has a little bit of remorse about it. He actually is not a participant, but he is a bystander who does not intervene.
All right, Katie.
Yes.
How did you choose to do Good Kids? What made you be like, hey, I'm going to start off the fall semester with a show about rape?
A couple of reasons. One is that I really have admired Naomi's writing for a long time. Naomi is a good playwright. She's really amazing. A friend of mine from graduate school sent me an email and said, hey, this is a great show for college students. You should take a look at it. And so I ran out and I got a copy online. And because I remember when the Steubenville case happened in 2012. And I remember that my Facebook feed was blowing up because the news media was blaming the victim and supporting the football players. I should also say that Steubenville, Ohio is a small town where football is absolutely king. And so having that compromised wrecked the town, and pretty much everybody came down on the side of the boys and criticized the girl for making it happen.
Yes.
So that really pissed me off. And then over the summer, there were so many other cases that came to light. The Stanford University with Brock Turner, who served a whopping 3 months for assaulting an unconscious girl behind a dumpster. Baylor University, Maryville, Missouri, Vanderbilt University. This happens everywhere. And so I was really interested in exploring that and doing this here at our campus to sort of raise awareness. As Rebecca knows, we did the Vagina Monologues here for 4 years, which also brought a lot of visibility to cases of sexual assault and domestic violence and things like that. And so it's something that is very important to me, and I thought that this was a very good way in which to do it. Now that said, after the first read-through, when everybody was like crying and nobody was looking at each other in the eye and nobody could talk, I was like, maybe we should do Neil Simon instead. Maybe we should do something completely different, because I even said to you guys, I'm like, should we do this play? And we decided that, yeah, we should, for exactly the reason it made us uncomfortable, and it's hopefully going to affect some kind of changes.
That's where it gets kind of tricky. I've read a couple articles recently and talking not just at the college level, but even at like high school level, where people, administrators and educators, have to be very choosy about what they're bringing to their students.
Yeah.
One high school almost wasn't able to do Grease because
Right.
and that's like the classic thing you do. And this is, especially in this amazing black box space, super intimate, super great for a straight play like this, giving this much emotion, getting real raw emotion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about this set. This is great.
Thank
Who's
you.
built it?
Yeah.
You guys built it? Yes.
I put a screw in it.
It was
Just screw it, actually.
Oh, it's Frankie, wait a minute.
it's designed by Dwayne Gardella.
Yes.
And if you can see, we have images from social media. I have an Instagram, a Snapchat, a YouTube, Google Plus, Twitter. Oh my god, I can't believe I know all of it.
I know.
Facebook.
I thought you said MySpace for a second. And I'm like, okay. So tell us about what inspired this.
Well, I'm not the designer, but I met with Dwayne over
The summer, and because this play is so fluid, and it's also, we should say, it's non-linear. It bounces all around in time, so it's a little bit complicated the first time you're reading it, and it's actually complicated to watch it.
And because this location is meant to be so many different places, we just kind of have to use our imagination. And I like the idea of the levels and the different sort of heights. There's all these sort of chorus scenes. We have the chorus of good kids. And so I wanted some interesting configurations for that. Also, this set is a parking lot of a 7-Eleven. It's the inside of a very small car. The smallest car.
A smart car.
Yeah, it's a soccer field. It's a party. It's
interwebs.
it's a basement. It's a lot of different places. And so we didn't want to be like, and scenery comes in and scenery goes out. So we wanted it to be suggested. And then Dwayne was the one who came up with all of these fabulous logos. These came in late. You worked on this too, didn't you, Michelle? Yeah, these came in like
A day before.
like Wednesday.
Yeah,
or something.
pretty much.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
That one
Sounds a great setup.
Oh, did it really?
You're like, oh,
There's also really cool projections. We got these three
Oh,
screens
these
here.
panels?
Yeah, and then there's the things up there, and they work. I forget to look at them sometimes, but sometimes I'm like, wow, that's really gorgeous. Like the car ride home. I know you can't see it.
I can't see it.
Oh,
I'm not supposed to take my eyes off the road.
It's
You guys
I don't
are
get to
great.
see it.
Yeah.
Just the lighting too. It was
Yeah.
so perfect with everything. Because even the 7-Eleven, I could see like
Slurpees.
I could I could see where there would be like a street lamp or like something just shining down like half of someone's face, and it was beautiful. Cool. Oh, it looked so beautiful. Thank you.
Choreographer, the blocking was so amazing, and I loved how you didn't shy away from getting like in our faces, and I know that can be difficult for actors to do, so good job again.
He choreographed that in about 30 seconds, too. How? Like, what?
Well, she gave me the music upstairs when we were doing the recording for the scene. That happens in the basement. I'm not in the basement. Sorry, the group scene. But
In the basement, yeah.
well, yeah, in the basement. Sorry, yeah. But I listened to the music and I started making these moves in my head and I was like, okay, I got this. And then I came in and I kind of placed everyone on the stage, different areas, different levels, different directions, so each audience would get a show from all three sides. And then I just kind of gave them the movement. They did it, and it happened. I had to count them in a couple times each time we did it, but then after that, they got the flow.
You got smart actors.
Yeah, exactly.
And great dancers.
Even
And
bad
great
dancers.
dancers.
There's bad dancers. But
And not so smart actors, but
So were you originally part also stage manager and choreographer, or did you just did this just happen?
Yeah, it just happened. She was like, "We're gonna do a little dancing here," and I was like, "Okay." She gave me the music.
I said,
So are you a dancer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Okay. I was like, can you choreograph something, Michelle? He's like, maybe. And he's like, okay, I got this. I'm like,
This is my first show ever like choreographing something before, so
How cool!
like,
Congratulations!
yeah.
Congratulations!
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
yeah.
That's my first 30 seconds. I remember that.
Eris, tell us about Deidre. tell us about your character. My character is a complete badass.
Yeah.
She's in the wheelchair. She's on the internet. She's trying to figure out what's happening because she's not in any of the scenes, basically. And so she's an anonymous hacker who is looking, I'm assuming, through all these Facebook pages, all these feeds, just trying to get as much information as possible. And she's trying to bring justice to Chloe.
She's a badass.
So there's no connection between your character and the actual town of where it's taking place. Do you live in the town, or are you just
I live in the town,
okay.
But I graduated a couple of years before these guys came, and so
It just pisses you off.
yeah.
You have dialogue. You have one line of dialogue.
I have 2 lines.
2 lines of dialogue. The rest are long monologues.
Yeah.
Like
Monologues by monologue by monologue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More power to you. This is why I'm a dancer.
I wish I could dance.
That's right, because those are always my favorite characters on like NCIS and those crime shows. It's a badass girl behind the computer.
She's really badass. And you have really cute glasses too.
You gotta.
Yeah.
One amazing thing about the dialogue is that it never gets preachy. It humanizes everyone, from Chloe to the mean girls to the rapists.
How did you, as actors, end up justifying your character's actions?
It's a tough one.
I've answered this before, actually, the first night, because they asked, like, Kylie could have stopped it because, like, she's the one that took her to the party, could have taken her home. And there's a line that I say I could have taken her home, but Kylie's a new girl in town, and she was not very popular in her old town, in her old high school. So this is like, this is my new chance to finally be popular and fit in with the it crowd. And teenagers, like, it's all about image, and Chloe was kind of in the way of that popularity, and she let that anger her and blind her from what was really important. So
yeah, totally. That wanting to fit in.
Yeah.
And needing to.
Which is so important in high school.
It's so important in high school, and it will definitely gets in the way of being just a good human being.
Being a good kid.
Yeah. What about you? What were some things that you were?
So to justify my character's actions for not speaking up or not able to stop it is pretty much the 3 other football players that practically overpower me. The thought that, like, okay, if I try to stand up to these guys, they're like immediately just gonna push me down. If I don't say anything, then I'm gonna be a part of them. Like, I'm gonna be involved in this, as opposed to trying to reach out to the cops or to any other people to, I wouldn't say like more, put the blame more on them, but to also try to redeem like the guilt that
you have for not doing it at all.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you look so miserable. You do. You look
Yeah,
like
I feel
miserable.
sad right now.
Yes.
What's not? What about your character? Tell us about your character and how she comes to terms with everything that happens.
Right. Well, Daphne is Chloe, the girl who is
Victim.
the victim. Yeah. Daphne's the best friend, and she goes with her to this party, and there's a lot of like character development with that, of like figuring out why she goes or if she even wanted to go, and like where they are in their relationship, because she does kind of call her promiscuous and things like that before the party. But she kind of loses her. Like, Chloe leaves, and Daphne's stuck with like these girls, the mean girls at the party. So I had to find a reason of like why she didn't go find her, which ended up connecting our characters, which they don't attend the same schools or anything. But yeah, it was more so like my character gets distracted by a guy who she doesn't get attention from ever.
I mean, it's really fun. It's been a long time since I was in high school, and a lot has changed since I was there, and so it's been really interesting for me to sort of, you guys are all out of high school, obviously, but it's sort of not too far for some of you guys. You're just relatively recently graduated, so it's really been interesting for me to sort of voyeuristically move into that world for a few months and remember just how important things were, and like you were saying, that how you're in with the good crowd.
Yes.
This could really elevate your popularity, which is huge, and it's more important than doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And it's hard to justify that because I know Jessica would never behave that way. But when you're a junior in high school and you want to make a good impression on the popular girls,
You'll do whatever you have to.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a great play. It's a really good play. I'm really pleased with the script. Really blew me away the first 15 times I read it, and it still does.
Last couple questions.
So, what is the biggest thing that you want people to take away from the show?
For me, I want people to know that it's never the victim's fault. I hate that word victim. It's never the survivor's fault.
Survivor.
Doesn't matter how much you drink, what you wear, how much you flirt. Doesn't matter. Nobody has the right to do that to you. And if it does happen to you, it's not your fault. And you're also not alone. And that's kind of what I want people to come away with, is that if this did happen to you or happen to somebody you love, it's not your fault. You were innocent in this. And that's really important to me. And I think that I also, I'm hoping that this one little play might change people's attitudes a little bit about victim blaming. I hate that, but just, people ask, anytime something like this happens, what was she wearing? What was she drinking?
Well, what were you doing?
What was she doing that brought this on herself? She didn't bring it on herself.
No.
She did not. So that's what I want people to come away with.
I want people to know that if it does happen to you, it's okay to talk about it, because a lot of people just wanted to go away and they don't do anything about it. And I want them to know, like you said, they're not alone, and it happens more often than you actually think to both men and women. So it's just okay to talk about it. There are people out there who care and are willing to listen to you and help you out.
Yeah,
So.
that's beautiful.
I'd like people to take away a bit of strength of, I can do something about this. I can fight it. I can help people to go through it. I can be a part of this in a positive way.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you see it, just don't stand there on the side like my character did. If you have the chance to do something about it.
Be a good kid.
Yeah.
Be a good kid.
Be a great one. And don't do it at all.
Yeah, that's good.
What are some resources here on campus that people can utilize?
Excellent question. There's a mental health center, which is in the BT building, BT 105 in the new building, that we actually had a representative from the mental health department come here to the second rehearsal, just to kind of talk through this really challenging material and be there as a resource for us. It was really useful, I thought. And then they also led the discussions on Friday nights. In the program, if you guys have access to that, I have a whole listing of resources that are available. There's also a pledge called the itsonus.org. If you go to itsonus.org and you take the pledge, it basically says exactly what Andrew was talking about. If you see something, you speak up. If you see somebody who this might turn into a bad situation, stop it. Stop it from happening. Take that pledge that you're going to do that.
Great. Yeah, we'll put all those resources in the
Yeah.
description for this.
For sure.
So at the end of the show, are these kids good kids?
Mm-hmm.
Did they do it?
That's a good question.
They're more developed.
You're still a badass.
At the end, my character says, the future me is a different person.
A braver person.
A braver person, a more honest one. So, along the lines, he found out, yes, this was wrong. Yes, I should have done something about it. And yes, I will do something next time. It happens.
Yeah. It's that call to action.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I think Kylie still has a way to go because she's more aware of what's out there and what could happen to you, but I think she still has a lot of growing up to do and realizing that that's more important than popularity, because in the end, I feel like she still hangs out with the popular crowd that shames the victim, and it's just she needs to grow a backbone and stand up more for who she cares about and not care about this trivial thing. It's just high school, and she hasn't realized that yet.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have anything to add, Hun?
I don't think Daphne's ever a bad kid. She's not. She doesn't do anything too bad. It's just her best friend. But I think she finds her voice.
Yeah.
At the end, you definitely hear her stand up for everything, and she doesn't care who she's talking to. At the end, she's yelling at these guys that before she wouldn't even walk by.
Right.
So I think she finds her voice.
Great.
It's a really powerful show.
It sounds great. Maggie, you loved it. Yes. So we have 1 weekend left, right?
Yes. I just got all of us cried at least at one point.
Mm-hmm. During the rehearsal process.
So many times.
I cried so many times.
I started crying during the recording.
That's what got them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so hard to do.
I know.
I didn't realize it was happening. I thought Julian, the guy who plays Ty, was actually talking until I heard the breathing. Yeah. And I had to walk out. And it's I look, Sarah's been telling me when it's over because I still can't listen to it.
It's awful.
So I step outside and she's just like, it's okay to come in and like, we love you for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really awful. It's the audio of her sexual assault because the real video, it was video recorded, so it's Chloe listening to the audio of it. And we recorded it, we pre-recorded it about a month ago, about 4 weeks ago, and then kind of forgot about it. And then we had it as a cue last Monday with layered on breathing and squeaking of springs. So it was awful. It was awful. I'd heard it a couple of times, so I was kind of ready for it, and all of a sudden, like, my entire cast is crying. I'm like, oh God, oh shit, oh shit. So
speaking on the point, we do want to mention that there's a trigger warning with this show.
Absolutely.
So be careful, but it's something that you really have to come see.
And I loved how you told people you don't have to stay. Like, if you need to walk out, you can walk out, and I think that's really important.
So you have 1 weekend left to catch this amazing production of Good Kids here at San Diego City College in this beautiful, I can't stop calling it a beautiful black box because it's so beautiful, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us for a little bit. I hope to come back and see you guys.
Audition for Chicago?
Girl. Thank you for checking out this video, checking out our interview. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Thanks for having us.
We love you. Good luck with the rest of your run.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks, Rebecca.
Of course.
Hey, San Diego.
Go see a show!